So how can you remove that collection account from your credit report? Well, today we're going to be breaking down just that and more, so be sure you stay tuned. What's up, y'all? It's Tommy here, back with another one. And guys, the setup's a little different. I'm actually here in good old Buenos Aires, Argentina, so my audio might be a little off compared to what you normally hear. It's just since I'm traveling, I got a little smaller of a setup, but I'll be heading back home in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll be able to upgrade the whole audio. Okay, so this is hopefully you can hold on tight for this information. I think it'll be something extremely valuable for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Now, first, you just want to make sure that you're not admitting to the debt being yours. I think this is very important, and that's why I wanted to mention it first, is that, they're going to try to, let's say that you get a debt collector over the phone, right? They're going to try to get you to admit that the debt is yours and admit that you owe it, right? Or even, if you're sending out letters, right? You never want to say, this is my debt, so on and so forth. The frame of mind that you want to have is more of like, I'm not sure if this is mine, but I want to take care of it as soon as possible, right? And with that mindset, you're going to be a lot safer in terms of you don't want them to trap you into either is or isn't yours, right? Either way, you don't want it to be nailed down that you actually owe this thing, okay? Now, what some collectors will do is they will try to get you to admit to the debt so they can have you on record. Like whether you're talking to them on the phone, they'll try to admit that you say that you owe it or that it's yours. That way that, if it comes down the line, they won't have a problem if they're trying to sue you or anything like that, because you've already accepted that it's yours. You're just not paying it. Now, sometimes they'll even also try to get you to make payments. The reason being is because that can reset the statute of limitations for a debt. So, if they can get you to pay even $5, it really doesn't matter if you pay anything, right? So they might say, okay, why don't you pay $10 today, and then you can pay the remaining $1,000 later on, right? They just need you to pay something. That way, one, they got your information in terms of your credit card information, so they can keep trying to charge it, like whatever the frequency y'all set, right? If you said, oh, I can pay you on 2 weeks, they got your credit card information, they can try to pull it in 2 weeks. And also, you've now paid on this debt, right? You can't really say it's not yours if you're willing to make, payments on it, right? You're willing to make little payments on it, right? That's why I would say don't ever say that it's yours. Don't ever agree with it, and definitely don't make payments unless there's some sort of end goal to it, right? If you're okay with making a payment, right, it needs to be based off of the fact that you're going to be able to get it removed from your credit report. That's really the end goal. So that's the light that you want to look at it from. So if they ever tell you, oh, why don't you make a payment and then we'll figure it out, or why don't you make a payment now and then we'll talk about that later, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you know exactly concretely where these payments are going to lead to. Now, how do you actually go about dealing with debt collectors? Now, they're going to be a subject of a law called the FDCPA. Okay, that stands for the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Now, so this law covers a lot of things, but you just have to pretty much leverage this law to be able to get deletions, okay? Now, this is pretty much the law that controls what time they can call you, right? What they can say when they talk to you, what kind of information they can give out, what kind of information of yours they can keep, all these different things, right? So you can leverage the laws to be able to get deletions. So here's how you do that. Now, first, you want to send a debt validation letter to the debt collector, okay? The debt validation letter is pretty much going to ask them for all the information that they have or that they're required to have by law to be able to actually collect this debt from you. Because of the FDCPA, once you send that letter, they really can't reach out to you or they can't reach out to anybody else anymore about your debt until they've sent that proof to you. Now, what I'll do is I'll link to the letter down below so you'll be able to get access to that letter for free. I also have over 100 of my top credit repair letters. I'll link to it down below. I sell it in a bundle. It's about the price of a cup of coffee, so you can check that out. All those linked down below. Now, once you've mailed that letter, you're gonna wait 2 days. And 2 days later, what you're gonna do is you're gonna mail a letter over to the credit bureaus, okay? This is gonna be a verification letter. I'll link to that down below as well. Now, this letter is pretty much gonna ask them to just verify that the collection account is showing up accurately on your credit report. Now, some of you guys can already see where this is going, okay? Now, if you wrote the debt collector letter correctly, meaning if you wrote it and if you didn't use my letter, the free letter I have below will take care of all this for you, but what you'll see is that they won't be able to respond to the credit bureaus until they've actually responded to your request, okay? So while they're over there looking for all the information that you requested, so on and so forth, in the meantime, the credit bureaus are reaching out to them trying to see if they can confirm that everything's shown up accurately. And they can't confirm with the credit bureaus, right? The debt collector can't confirm back because they haven't basically given you all the documentation that you requested. So what ends up happening is the credit bureaus are actually forced to even remove the account, because at the end of the day, the debt collectors are pretty much being unresponsive. So just by that little method, you could be able to get that account removed. Now, I hope that process makes sense. Guys, this is a technique that I've been able to use that has had great success with both my credit repair clients that I used to work with back when I actually had a credit repair company, and also with people who are in my program in the Smart Credit Blueprint. Now, just by you doing this, you should see a good amount of your debt or your collection accounts being removed from your credit report. All right, so be sure you hit that subscribe button. There's gonna be a free debt collector letter down below, as well as a free verification letter. I'll link to all those down below, and also link to my Smart Credit Blueprint, which is my whole program with over 100 letters that I'll link to all down below. Okay, so be sure you check that out. Also check out our free credit repair playlist that I'm gonna link to up here somewhere as well, so you can watch that as well. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you at the next one. Peace.